It's been a few years since Dave first took up the mantle of Kick-Ass as the first recognized real superhero in New York, and he's quietly just getting on with his life as a senior in high school, whilst Mindy is continuing her work as Hit Girl, now as a teenager at 15 years young, and Dave missing the action that has inspired so many people to emerge as superheroes and wants to come out of retirement and recruit Mindy's help.
The story's okay, not gonna lie. But dropping it down from an 18 to a 15 was a step back, as I felt it was then just contrived and just pandering to the demographic that like obscure sexual references and humour. Just my opinion.
The action sequences, particularly anything involving Hit Girl, are what make this movie work, as Chloe really sells her performances as a no-nonsense vigilante. And I actually find that refreshing with her character, as her role has really grown and developed since first appearing in the previous movie that probably got somewhat more noticed for a four-letter word that was shocking to come from an 11-year-old at the time.
Aaron is somewhat played down in this movie, as he's not heavily used as Kick-Ass and spends more time as Dave, just questioning everything he's doing with his life and also helping Mindy with her direction in the movie. He was good, but he needed more to work with.
I could not fault her performance, as she had grown in not only in size and performance, as she plays a much more mature Hit Girl, balancing her crime-fighting duties and schoolwork. Mindy's situation is not completely uncommon at this stage of adolescence, where teenagers don't really know their identity and get pulled in confusing directions to what others wish them to be, and it feels unnatural to them. It's only when Mindy understands that her destiny as Hit Girl is what feels natural and right for her, because it's what she knows and she understands she can make a difference.
Jim played this role like he was serious about this. A former mob boss that's a born-again Christian that goes around as an army superhero dispensing justice. He was really good for the little amount of time that he was on screen for. What I do not think too highly of were his comments in regards to the violence that the movie had. He had no problem with it before he signed up for the movie, yet his refusal to promote the movie says to me, if you didn't like the violence, why did you sign up for it? In a very good supporting role as the voice of reason, conscience, call it what you will, he has a really good rapport with Christopher Mintz-Plasse's Chris D'Amico, and he acts as a really good father figure to Chris, as the only family member he's got left after Chris's mother is killed in an accident with a suntan booth.
This guy is a total ham sandwich, as each scene he does, he is just hamming it up to such a degree that a Power Ranger actor would look and think, dude, calm down! He does sell a creepy, intimidating, and crazy in a way that he thinks he's doing the right thing. But that's textbook crazy. They think they're doing the right thing when their logic is so screwed up that they'd believe anything. His costume, oh boy, is so questionable, as the same can be said with his choice of supervillain name, of which I am not mentioning. Also, the supervillain names he gives his army are so questionable that I am not touching them with a 20-foot flagpole. The rest of the supporting cast, from D'Amico's army to the superheroes and Justice Forever that Kick-Ass aligned himself with to help provide humor and humanity, as these are ordinary people trying to do extraordinary acts of community service. Lindy Booth as Miranda Swedlow added a good female interest for Dave, even if it was only physical, But that said, her and Aaron did seem to have natural chemistry with each other in their scenes, as it helps if actors are able to enjoy working together.
The comedy is still there from the first flick, with the rather adult humour and Mindy being as blunt and direct as she had been before, but slightly tamed due to the mid-teen demographic. Now, while I understand that's a much more profitable demographic and movies are all about making money these days, I would have preferred it if the flick had been rated 18 as opposed to 15. Rated R if you're in the United States.
While this was a good sequel, I did not feel like it had the impact that the original had. But then, that said, it's very rare when a sequel is better than the original, because the first movie didn't just cross the line, it jumped 3 miles over it with the violence and pushing the boundaries of good taste.
The returning cast improved on their performances, but with Taylor Johnson, the movie could have spent more plot focus on him, as the movie did seem to spend a lot of time on Mindy. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's a tad contradictive when the movie is about Kick-Ass and he's still in there, but it's like the movie's being devoted more to Hit Girl than Kick-Ass.
The costume designs were decent and made the suits look like it was made on a budget, and I liked the ending shot where it showed Dave upgrading his armor as he was finishing his workout.